Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a technology that's already started to run parts of your life whether you realize it or not. AI agents. So stick around, because we're going to show you exactly how they are quietly reshaping, well, everything.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You wake up and your entire day is already perfectly lined up. Your home's temperature is just right, your morning commute is optimized around live traffic, and a potential health issue has already been flagged for your doctor. Now, this isn't some scene from a sci-fi movie. This is the world being built right now by AI agents.
So, how do we get to a future like that? Well, it all starts with understanding what these digital helpers actually are. And you might be surprised by the history that brought them from the realm of science fiction straight into the palm of your hand.
So, the magic word here is autonomy. Think of it like this. A normal app just follows a script, right? It does what it's told. But an AI agent, it observes what's going on around it, it thinks for itself, and then it takes action to hit a goal, all with you barely lifting a finger. It's really the difference between a puppet and a true personal assistant.
You know, this stuff didn't just pop up out of nowhere. The basic idea has been kicking around since the 1950s. But the progress lately? It's been absolutely explosive. We went from those clunky and, let's be honest, pretty annoying helpers like Clippy in the 90s to the incredibly sophisticated assistants we have in our pockets today. So what was the game changer? In a word, data. Just massive, unimaginable amounts of it.
All right, so with all that history and all that data powering them, where are these agents actually making a difference? Let's take a look at how they're already changing the game across some of the world's biggest industries.
But really, why is this all kicking into high gear right now? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a perfect storm. We've suddenly got this fire hose of data streaming from our phones and from sensors everywhere. We finally have the raw computing power in the cloud to make sense of it all. And maybe most importantly, we've all come to expect instant personalized service. It's the perfect recipe for an AI agent revolution.
Now, in a field like healthcare, the impact is literally life-changing. Agents can sift through millions of health records in minutes, spotting subtle patterns of disease risk that might take a human doctor years to see. They can even simulate how a brand new drug might work before it's ever tested on a person. That could cut the time to find new cures from a decade down to just a few months. It's incredible.
Over in the world of finance, agents are playing two completely different but equally crucial roles. On one hand, they're the vigilant guardians, scanning millions of transactions every single second to catch fraud before it can do any damage. And on the other hand, they're the high-speed traders, executing complex strategies and reacting to tiny market shifts faster than any human possibly could.
And you know, every single time you shop online, there are agents working hard in the background. They're the ones powering those sometimes eerily accurate product recommendations. But they're also doing things like predicting what an entire city will want to buy next week, making sure the stuff you want is actually in stock. For businesses, that means less waste, and for us, it means way less frustration.
Now think about education. Instead of this one-size-fits-all classroom model, an AI tutor can craft a completely unique learning path for every single student. It can pinpoint exactly where someone is getting stuck and then serve up the perfect video or exercise to help them get over that hurdle. That could completely transform the way we learn.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? A total game changer. But with technology this powerful, we have to stop and ask the tough questions. What are the risks? What are the ethical dilemmas? It's time to dig into the human side of this automated world.
The trade-offs here are pretty massive. I mean, on one hand, you get this unbelievable productivity, lower costs, and service that never sleeps. But we have to be real about the risks. Job displacement is a huge concern. So is protecting the enormous amount of private data these agents need. And maybe the biggest challenge of all, an agent is only as good as the data it's trained on. If that data has bias, the agent will too, and it has no human empathy to tell it otherwise.
And that brings us to one of the most critical concepts in this whole space, keeping a human in the loop. See, the goal isn't to just build these agents and let them run wild. It's about creating a powerful partnership. For the really big, high-stakes decisions, in a hospital, a courtroom, you name it, this approach makes sure a human expert has the final say. It adds that layer of wisdom, ethics, and accountability that a machine on its own just can't have.
Because really, at the end of the day, for any of this to work on a grand scale, we have to trust it. And trust isn't just given, it has to be earned.
That means building in transparency so we can actually understand why an agent made a certain decision. It means clear accountability through regulations. It means constantly checking these systems for fairness and bias, and it always comes back to that crucial human oversight.
So, with all these safeguards starting to fall into place, we can begin to look ahead. We've seen where agents came from. We've seen what they're doing right now. So, what's next? What's just over the horizon for our digital partners?
And let me tell you, the future is coming way faster than you might think. We're not just talking about single agents anymore. We're talking about entire teams of AI agents, all working together to solve huge problems, like managing traffic in a megacity. We're talking about agents that can actually interpret human emotions and respond with something like empathy. The potential here is just staggering.
You know, this quote really just hits the nail on the head. The ultimate goal here, the true promise, isn't about replacement. It's about empowerment. These agents are being built to take on the tedious, the complex, the number-crunching tasks, which frees us, the humans, up to focus on what we do best: creativity, critical thinking, strategy, and just plain old human connection.
And that really leaves us with this one last crucial question to think about. As these agents get smarter and smarter, maybe the real challenge won't be about building better technology. Maybe it'll be about building better versions of ourselves and making sure our own wisdom keeps pace with what we create. Thanks for joining us.